Hey guys, Katie Christ, health and wellness coach, embodiment coach, and owner of Recalibrate Your Transformation. So I want to talk about kind of this whole concept that I teach on quite a bit, that health and wellness is 20% about what you are doing and 80% about who you are being. So the what is truly what everybody is talking about, that everybody wants to do. It's where you're exercising, where you're eating a certain way, where you're drinking the certain water, you're sleeping a certain way. That's the what. That's what everybody is trying to get, and that's only 20% of the equation. The bigger part, the biggest needle mover, who are you being? Who are you being through the process? Who are you becoming? That's the biggest needle mover. And so, have you ever felt like you were doing everything in your power to lose weight and it wasn't budging? It didn't matter if you were intermittent fasting. It didn't matter if you were cutting out carbs. It didn't matter if you increased your protein levels. It didn't matter if you replaced if you only ate vegetables and fruit. It didn't matter if you religiously and vigorously worked out 5 days a week. It didn't matter what you were doing. The weight, there was resistance, there was stuckness, just nothing was changing. How demotivating is that? So that is truly if you're in that ballpark, if you're I have tried everything, Katie, and nothing's been working, let's not focus on the 20% anymore. Your answer is going to be in that 80%. Who are you being? So let me kind of express a story that for the longest time, I've wanted to and felt like I needed to lose weight. I remember being a kid, I must have been second or third grade, and I was at the mall with my mom and my sister. And I had a really clear vision. I was like, how exciting is this gonna be when I'm old enough to walk around the mall and buy my own clothes? And I had this vision of who I was gonna be when I grew up. And it was this confident and radiant and just powerful woman who I associated just these clothing that I kept seeing throughout the mall and how stylish they looked and how I wanted to be that stylish, confident person. And so clothes always kind of had a really impactful kind of meaning for me. But then I grew older and clothes became more of a triggering kind of thought process. I remember being in high school and going into Buckle, this jean store, and they do this, they gave me, I swear to God, there was 20, 50 pairs of jeans where you're just trying on, because we were school shopping, we were getting ready, and they had the cute kind of buttons on the butt and the metallic and all those things that Buckle used to have, all that used to be on trend, and I didn't like the way that I looked in them. I didn't like the way that I looked when I took my pants off and looked in the mirror and looked at myself in my underwear and bra. I didn't like how I would try on a pair of pants and it was when skinny jeans were coming out and I couldn't even get them over my thighs. I was athletic, I was in sports, and so I had athletic thighs. I didn't like that. And so looking back now, kind of just there was this, I thought at that point in my life I was going to live into that confident version of me, but because I didn't fit into those clothes that I thought would give me that confidence, that radiancy, I lacked it. And so I was like, well, if I just lose weight, then I'll be into that version of myself that baby Katie, little Katie, envisioned. But it never happened. And so this is I tried everything. I tried cutting out carbs. I tried doing it in the insanity workouts. I got a Beachbody membership. I tried the shakes. I tried intermittent fasting. I tried skipping breakfast. I tried just drinking water. I felt like I tried so much and just nothing was changing. And so that's when it's again, that's kind of what brought me on this journey of, okay, there has to be something bigger. So this is where I promise you, it's not the what that you're doing that's going to make the change, it's who are you being. And so what I was missing, and this is something that I talk about when I talk with my clients on self-sabotage, is we talk about self-sabotage, and we also talk about, okay, what is the root issue that's going on here, where weight is just a byproduct. Weight is a symptom. Weight is a symptom of something that's going on in your life. And for me, the root issue, the root cause, the thing that I really wanted most was confidence in myself. But I thought that weight was the way to get to confidence. But it really, let's skip that. Let's just focus on who I'm being. How do I become a more confident version? Do that personal development, personal growth. Weight is a symptom. And when I kind of started leaning into that, the weight just came off. My body, I felt, not only did I feel more confident in it, everything started to work properly. I became more re-embodied, realigned, because I started to redefine what my health journey was going to look like. My health journey was focused on my root issue, why did I feel like I wanted to lose weight? It's because I wanted confidence, and that was my focus. So it was focusing on, okay, how do I kind of create clarity in who I'm becoming, create intentionality, where do I understand my own motivation level so I can be confident in my own self. And the thing with confidence was also this, not breaking promises to myself either. So this is I was totally, and this is the hard work. It is, I promise you this, it is so much easier to consistently exercise 5 times a week or 7 days a week, honestly, than do the who are you becoming and breaking down those insecurities and who you are and understanding that. It is that is a walk in the park compared to this work that we're doing over here. And so I want you to kind of think about, it really truly is, it's figuring out, okay, what is my why? Why do I want to lose weight? That was the number one thing that got me out of this, I tried everything. It didn't matter what I did. It didn't matter what I was doing. The what wasn't working anymore. Coming over to the who. So understanding, okay, weight is a symptom. Weight is a byproduct of something that's going on, this root cause, this root issue. What do I want? It's confidence. Or why do I want it? Why do I want weight loss? It's confidence. That really was it. And so that's what I want you to ask, is if you keep feeling like you're doing the what, don't focus on the what anymore. The what will come when you have total alignment and re-embody who you are trying to become. And so I want to talk another tactic too of just when we're focusing on who are you becoming, because this one is a biggie, and this is what I kind of keep seeing right now with the holidays, is who are you becoming in terms of where do you self-sabotage? Every client that I've had, every coaching program that I've had, clients will self-sabotage at some point. At some point, they will self-sabotage. They'll either say, oh, I don't have time, and this is actually where it consistently, if things are happening really, really good, if you're making momentum, that's a sign that you're about to self-sabotage. But also too, if you're going and you're not seeing any results, because it takes a long time for our body to transform. That's another sign that you're about to self-sabotage. And so I ask my clients this question. I want to ask you, if you feel like you self-sabotage, or if you feel like you've been stuck in the same kind of health state, whether or not that's feeling like you need to lose weight or feeling like you're lacking energy, so who are you being? It's composed of our habits. Our habits, a big chunk. It's about I think 45% of our day-to-day life is with habits. So it's unconscious thoughts of that we just do every single day. So it's a big chunk. Self-sabotage is a habit. And so to break down that habit, we will only do things, this is a true statement, we will only do things that feel good for us. So plain and simple. Right now, it feels better for you, I'm going to say this, it feels better for you to have these extra pounds than it does to lose weight. I know that might rub people the wrong way, but it is. Just think about that and ask this question of, okay, there's 2 parts. Ask, what are all the positive kind of reasons for staying the same? Because right now, I'm sure your life is pretty good. And so what are all the positive reasons for staying as you are? Because a lot of the times people don't make these like huge transformations until like their life is so, and I just kind of talked about this, my friend Dr. Selby talked about like there was she had to draw a line in the sand because her health got so bad she couldn't do it anymore. So there wasn't anything, there was no positive intention for staying the same. Right now, if you are staying the same, if you are seeing weight loss like resistance, what is the positive reason for staying in the body, in the habits, in the day-to-day life right now? Because you're surviving, right? That's probably the positive. So ask that question, get deep with it. Just like think about it for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, I'm asking you for 5 minutes on that one, because that'll bring up a lot of, there's no real urgency, because habits is developed from pain and pleasure. We will always do things that are pleasurable and we will avoid things that are painful. So on the flip side, ask yourself, what are all the negative reasons for losing the weight? What are all the negative reasons for kind of having the energy that I need? What are all the negative reasons for changing? This one is a hard question. This one is a hard question. There's a reason. If you feel like you've done the what, and it didn't matter what you did, it didn't matter what you ate, it didn't matter how you moved your body, this is the starting point of breaking the ice of who are you being. There's a negative reason, there's a positive reason for staying as you are, and there's a negative reason too. So let me give an example from myself. I've never shared this before, but I asked myself the same question. And so it took a long time. It took some journaling, it took some meditation, it took some thinking. And when I was asked the question of what is the negative reason for losing the weight, it came down to my relationships. It came down to, I'm from a very competitive family. And in my mind, as crazy as this sounds, but in my mind, if I lost the weight, then that would mean that I'm competing with my sister. So my sister, God, I love JoJo. I love my sister. She is so beautiful, so radiant, and we have different body types. So she is tall and lean and slender and just has legs for days, is a runner, like natural runner, just like, whew. I'm not like that. I'm a little bit like, I do weight training, and we just have different body types. And because we come from a very competitive family, I had this weird story in my brain of if I lost the weight, then we would be competing for the fittest sister or for our looks. Because she was always the more athletic one. She always was. And if I became more athletic, if I became more health conscious, when I became more fit, that meant, and even just like saying this right now, it sounds crazy, but this was the story that I was telling myself. This is the story that I believed for the longest time without even realizing it. It was an unconscious belief. I felt like if I lost the weight, then we would be in competition. That would we would butt heads, and it would kind of cause friction in our relationship. Versus, what are all the positive reasons for staying as you are? We have a great relationship. We can talk. There is no kind of conflict. So I was protecting myself with the weight. I was protecting our relationship with the weight. I was protecting myself, and like that's all it comes down to, really. Who are you being? You will want to protect yourself, keep you safe, keep yourself alive. And this is where the hard work happens. It's uncovering these limiting beliefs that you don't even know you have. And it's just understanding, okay, 20% of what I'm doing. So let's, if this is the hard part, if I'm not seeing any change, let's go to the needle mover. Let's focus on the 80%. Who are we being? The majority of who we are being then is with our habits. What are my habits around weight? And asking yourself the two-part question, what are all the positive reasons for staying as I am? Because we will always, this is habits. Habits will always point us towards what feels good, or it will point us away from what feels harmful, what causes us pain. So then asking, all right, if we're having trouble losing the weight, that's a habit, right? Weight is a symptom. So that's truly what it all comes down to. It's if you are doing the what, if you're doing the what, or if you're having trouble kind of implementing the what consistently, and you're not seeing any results from the 20% of what makes a difference in your health, let's go to the 80%. Let's focus on who are you being. And who are you being? The majority of that is just what are our habits and our behaviors. And our habits and our behaviors will come down to, we will avoid things that cause us pain, and we'll go towards things that cause us pleasure. And that's it. Our habits will either lead us towards pleasure and take us out of pain. And so if you haven't lost the weight, if the weight is resistance, if you aren't incorporating, if you're having trouble kind of incorporating certain habits into your life, ask yourself, what is the positive reason for staying as I am? And what is the negative reason for changing, for doing something that I say that I want? Because again, you will avoid things that cause you pain. And so if unconsciously or not, you might be avoiding losing weight because it's causing you pain. And so like me, with my story, if you can just kind of pinpoint, okay, what is the underlying pain that I might not even realize, that's when you change who you are. Because I changed that belief of, no, if I lost the weight, if I became healthy, if I was kind of on par with my sister in her health adventure, we're not going to butt heads. Because that wasn't true. It was a limiting belief. And so I changed my belief and I changed who I was around that thought. So guys, go all in, kind of figure out, where are you self-sabotaging and where are you staying the same, and pinpoint why. What is the pain that is keeping you away from what you want, and what's the pleasure for keeping you the same? This is the hard work. This is the hard work. It's easy to do the what. It's not easy to do the who. But this is what we're doing over here. We're redefining, realigning, re-embodying our own health and wellness. And we're recalibrating where we are going and who we're becoming. So you got this.